Hey guys, this is part 2 of the Q&A. Hope you enjoyed and hope you watched till the end. Next question comes in from Richish Hart. He asks, would you rather watch two girls, one cup, or while Weeks stretches her montress can't open? TM Pecas Gaming says, hi, congrats on almost 300 subs. So questions, how and when did we meet? Could you do a shout out for my channel for the new series I'm bringing on R Factor F1 2010? Will you do any F1 2015? Who is your favorite driver? Favorite F1 game? Do you think I can reach 100 subs until 31st of December? So, how and when did we meet? I think it was on an F1 lobby. I think either that or maybe Richard Gonda showed me because he maybe found you on YouTube. I'm not really sure, but I think that's how we met. Could you do a shout out for my channel for the new series I'm bringing on R Factor F1 2010? There will be some channel linked in the description, so everyone, yeah, if you watch this Q&A, I hope you really do. Yeah, you can check the description as well, and you will see a couple of channels there. Will you do any F1 2015? Yes, I will do, but at the moment I do not have a really good graphics card. It's a really old one, so I can't really record any footage. But once I'll start. I have something in my mind, but yeah, pretty much impossible to do without that. Who is your favorite driver? It has to be Sebastian Vettel. Who else? Do you think I can? Oh, favorite F1 game. Sorry. I will get a lot of hate from now, but my favorite F1 game has to be F1 2014, and the reason is pretty obvious. I'm not going to debate that. And do you think I can reach 100 subs until 31st of December? Well, I don't know how many subs you have at the moment, but if you push really hard, I mean, you can get there. I mean, getting to 100 subs is the toughest job in my opinion in YouTube, and once you get to 100 subs, I think pretty much starting uploading more and more and doing a better job than previously, I think you can get there. So yeah, I think the answers really pleased you. Next up on the list is Faris #Alonso. He says, what was the first ever F1 race you watched, and what did you do back then watching it for the first time? Pretty much I watch F1 due to my dad, because I think I was watching F1 before I was even able to talk, and I was hearing at the TV only Schumacher and those V10. I mean, I didn't know what's an engine back in the day, but yeah, rewatching those right now on YouTube, it just feels a lot different. I mean, how many good times I missed. But I think the first ever F1 race I watched, I think it's a pretty. I don't even know what was the first F1 race I watched, but what can I remember was because I mean I was watching F1 since the beginning of, I think it was late early 2000s or so, but couldn't understand much. But I think the first race, I will just say what race I remember, to be honest. I think it was the 2012 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I mean, I just woke up for the start and I saw Sebastian Vettel in, I think he started from the pit lane due to a penalty. And I mean, I don't even know how he get there, but during the race I heard on the TV commentary that he got a penalty, I think for I don't really know, and he was able to change his setup. And to see him going from 23rd on the grid to third, I mean, pretty much that's the drive of his career. I mean, that Abu Dhabi race had everything. We had cars, we had a lot of crashes. A pretty spectacular crash between Nico Rosberg and the Rain Kartikeyan, #Cucumber. We had a lot of incidents with Maldonado. We had Hamilton retiring from the lead, Kimi taking the race lead, and the team radio was really funny. Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, I think that race had it all, and I think, yeah, that's my answer for you. Next question comes in from Teddy HD. He says, "What sports do you play?" I play a lot of football and basketball, and sometimes I do table tennis. I think that's the sport, if I'm correct. Yeah, I really enjoy to play those. I mean, basketball. It's yeah, I really like it. Football, I play since I even know myself, and table tennis I do for around a couple of months, but I really like it because it's really fun and challenging, and you really have to pay attention to that ball every single time. So yeah. Next questions comes in from Jeff Follow. Who do you want next season as your teammate in WRL? Do you think Torin or me have a chance you want to say, to beat you for the WRL championship? What is your sub goal for 2016? Will you ever get a wheel? What do you think of me? When do we start Cup? And hey, so the first question, who do you want next season as your teammate in WRL? I don't really have a clue, to be honest. I mean, I would like someone who is fast and shows up to the races, and someone who is close to me. So yeah. Do you think Torin or me have a chance to beat you for the WRL championship? This season I don't think so, but for the next season it should be really interesting to watch. What is your sub goal for 2016? You mean before 2016 or after? If you for next year, it'll have to be 500 subscribers. I know there is a pretty long way to that, but I think that will be the number. Will you ever get a wheel? Questions like this made me to answer myself. Why do I even live with guys like you? So yeah. When do we start COP? Tomorrow. And hey to you as well. Next one on the list is Golden Panther. He says, "Congrats on 300. My questions are: who got you into F1 and racing? Have you considered joining AOR on the PC? And if you could pick and 5 songs to save the world, what would they be and why?" I don't really get the final question, so I'm not gonna bother to answer. The first question, who got you into F1 and racing? I think it was, yeah, like I said earlier, I think it was my dad, because pretty much he was listening. No, I was listening to those because I wasn't able to speak back in the day, and pretty much this become like a passion for me. I mean, it's just like a drug who you can't really get off. I mean, you just want more and more and more. Second question from Golden Panther. He says, "Have you considered joining AOR on the PC?" I am on. I'm driving in AOR. It's season 10. You will be able to see the screen on the screen right now. I really, yeah, I missed Malaysia and China, and finally got my points in Monaco. I got P8. I know it says P10 on the screen, but it's an error. I got P8 in Monaco. So yeah, I mean, from now on, I really want to do it better. I mean, I know I can do a lot more better. I mean, I think that's one of the, if not in fact the best grade. I mean, in terms of the competition that it is. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, I'm not going to bother to respond to the final question because it's really hard. So yeah, that's your questions asked. Next one on the list is a classmate. He says, "You can buy me," nice English, "you can buy me GTA 6 or Fallout 5. When they will be out, I think I will do, in fact." And the next question is still from him, if I can find it. There it is. "What do you like, NVIDIA or AMD graphics?" Again, nice one. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, NVIDIA has better drivers and better optimization, but in terms of graphics card, they're pretty much equal. But in terms of processors, Intel absolutely destroys AMD. So that's the answer for your questions. Next questions comes in from Fan2001. "In which motorsport apart from F1 are you also interested in? What was your favorite Formula 1 Grand Prix this season?" So, first question, in which motorsport apart from F1 are you interested in? I really start to get into MotoGP since last year, because those last year and this year been pretty much the same thing, and I really want to like have a change. I mean, the races were so boring. I couldn't even get something to watch. So yeah, um, a MotoGP and I think DTM. Yeah, I watched DTM a couple of times, and of course endurance. And what was your favorite Formula One Grand Prix this season? Um, I think it has to be. I think it has to be Hungary. I mean, pretty much Ferrari got a super start. I mean, Mercedes were pretty slow at the line, same as in Britain when they where they both got passed by both Williams. But then again, as we all know, Williams they really like to just pretty much to fuck up the races by themselves. And yeah, I mean, I think the reason why I said Hungary and not like Malaysia, where Vettel got his first win for Ferrari, I think it was that the race was for Jules. I mean, it was the first race that we without Jules in this live, and it was pretty special. I mean, everyone was so emotional, even after the race finished, and yeah, the race was pretty good. We saw both Mercedes. I think there was the first time this season when we saw both Mercedes not on the podium since this V6 era, and it was a pretty shocking performance by them. I mean, Hamilton did a lot of mistakes. Then Ricardo pretty much did a massive dive bomb, and I don't know how he managed to stop that car, but then he gave Rosberg a puncture, and I think Rosberg finished in P8, if I'm correct. And you also had Fernando Alonso finishing in P5. I mean, you know, a Grand Prix is weird when you see a McLaren Honda finishing in P5. So yeah, that's the answer for your questions. Next questions are from Cool Cat, my AOR teammate. I think this is the second part. Yes. He says, "What is your favorite F1 race of all time?" Pretty difficult to say it. I think it has to be Abu Dhabi 2012. I mean, that race had everything: safety cars. It had safety cars, Maldonado crushing, nothing usual, nothing unusual back in the day. We had, I think we had the best team radio in F1 with "Leave Me Alone, I know what I'm doing." So yeah, favorite season. If you mean about Formula One, I think it has to be 2012. I mean, getting I think it was 7 or 8 different winners in the first. No, I think it was 7 different winners in the first 7 races. That was pretty insane. I mean, uh, Malaysia, yeah, Malaysia in that year was pretty exciting. I mean, Sergio Perez could have got his first win in Formula One, but Alonso just kept it because I think Perez was running wide a couple of times, so that's what kept him in the lead. I mean, there was pretty much the races started in full red conditions. Then I think he was even red flag at some moment of the race. I'm not sure. And yeah, I mean the race was really crazy. We also saw I think Schumacher being spun in turn 4. If I'm correct. And we also saw some really unlikely moments. I mean, I think the idiot of the race it has to be Kartikeyan. I mean, I don't even know what that guy was doing in F1. I think pretty much the slowest F1 driver. Favorite era of F1? Really difficult. I think it has to be V8 because we had the most battles for the titles. I mean, V10 was better in terms of racing, but we didn't have as many championships, so champions. So I think V8 it's better for that. Favorite driver, like I said, Sebastian Vettel. What's your best moment in league race? I think you will see this on the screen right about now. Yeah, and the final question, what are you studying in school and what do you want to be in the future? What am I studying in school? Pretty much normal subjects, and what I would like to be in the future. I don't really know. I think something which has to something about computers. I'm not sure. Yeah, I will still have to discuss that to see what is the best for my future. So yeah, so thanks for your questions, and I will see you tomorrow for Canada, I guess. Next up on the list is Eder Kosh. I think it's pronounced, yes. What is your first F1 memory? Like I said, I think it was I was listening to the TV and hearing Schumacher's name. That's where all I can remember. And who is your favorite F1 YouTuber? Uh, really tough one. It has to be the good old man Tiamat Marduk. I mean, he's the first F1 YouTuber to surpass 100,000, and when you think of that number, it's just insane. I mean, he's pretty much the glamour of this F1 community. I mean, they're all. I'm not saying he's the best in every single chapter, but yeah, there are funnier guys than him. There are faster guys than him, but I think he's pretty much has a little bit of everything, which always helps. So yeah. Next up is F1 Racer. He says, "What's your next goal on YouTube, and will you do another last to first challenge on another game?" What's your next goal? I think I already asked. It's 500 subs, and yes, I'll do another last to first. But I'll have to do something special for the next one, because I didn't know how you will guys will like the series, but turns out that you absolutely like that series. You absolutely smash the like button. I mean, that yeah, I don't really think I can do a better series. But if I started with a series like that, I don't even want to think what I can do from now on. So yeah, I'll have to do like a teaser, to say the least, something special for it to announce it, to make it more special. And yeah, another question from Jen Small. He asks, can you say this without hesitating? Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. A pack of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, where's the pack of pickled pepper Peter Pepper picked? Yeah. Next up on the list is F1 Master 26, a really good friend of me, who is actually the guy who was doing the thumbnail for my last two series. And yeah, I really like those. I really like those thumbnails. I think they really fit it the best. So yeah, let's start with the questions. So he says, why did you start making YouTube videos? I think I already answered this question, but I'll do it again. I think it was because one of my Romanian friends, who I just discovered back in the day, I was doing an F1 2013 lobby, and they said to myself, "How am I so quick? They will need they will need some evidence." And when they saw that I was so fast with the keyboard back in the day, they just couldn't believe it. And when they told me to get a pad, I got this pad, and then I was just they even stopped playing with me because I was just in another league. Why are you a corner cutting Jehovah? Yeah. Alright guys, so this has been the Q&A. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I responded every single question. If not, let me know so I can do that for the next Q&A, which is actually going to come really soon. Also, I have planned a few special series. A series is coming up probably next week. And yeah, until then, bye bye.